Today's video is going to be kind of talking about my experience with minoxidil, and I have done a lot of research about it because I didn't take it lightly. Like, I just didn't start and hope for the best. And minoxidil helps me keep my hair, and that's pretty big. I couldn't shower, I couldn't brush my hair, I couldn't wash my hair, I couldn't put my hair in a pony without having these debilitating feelings. It's not as though it can go away and all of a sudden I'll be cured. What I have is lifelong. Now that's not where I am. I want to get married with nice photos. I want to have hair on my wedding day. I want to just have hair. That's what I want. So this is the decision I've made. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. A highly requested video, I might say. I have given obviously a couple of updates throughout the past few months / years with regards to my hair loss, but it's obviously a never-ending journey, so I kind of want to keep these updates going throughout my time on YouTube, so that anyone who is currently in the position that I'm in or was facing can kind of get some, I don't know, some sort of clarity and I guess just another opinion. I find I spent a lot of time on YouTube during the hard parts of my hair loss because it always made me feel better. Going onto the platform, typing in what I needed to kind of get a bit of peace of mind on, and just listening to people's stories. You have to take obviously everything you read and see and watch with a pinch of salt because no two stories are the same, and my experience is obviously going to differ from your experience. But for the most part, you know, a few things remain true throughout. Your experience kind of will be the same in mine. And that is, to be honest, how difficult it is and how hard it is to go through something like this, and how alone you feel, and how you kind of almost feel like you're the only person experiencing the hair loss and the only person experiencing the trauma that kind of surrounds this type of experience. Today's video is going to be kind of talking about my experience with minoxidil, so it's going to primarily be based on that. I will obviously mention a few other things throughout, but that is going to be my main focus, and in a week or two I will post a video that is focused on what I'm still doing and the different things I'm doing to kind of help with my hair health and hair growth and preventing hair loss, but it's going to be in a different way. This video, as I say, is going to be more so focused on my experience with minoxidil or Rogaine, and yeah, just giving you guys my 2 cents, my opinion. I do want to obviously preface by saying it is my opinion, so if you guys have an opinion that differs, that is perfectly fine, and I would suggest that you follow your gut and your heart, just as I've done for my own personal journey. I have been suffering from hair loss since the middle of, well, more so actually the beginning of 2021. So it's been a journey, it's been a while, and I kind of just put it to the fact that I had recently come off the pill and I thought that my hormones were just kind of stabilizing. But it was about 6 months of consistent hair loss, and I decided then to obviously seek some help because I just didn't think that was normal. I thought within 6 months it would have stabilized. I went to see a dermatologist, and the dermatologist mentioned that he suspected I had something called AGA, which is androgenetic alopecia. So he put me onto something called minoxidil. I took it for about 2 or 3 months, and as a result my hair loss did stop, and I was quite naive and I thought, okay, my hair loss has stopped, so then I can stop taking minoxidil. So I did that, and obviously in hindsight that was the wrong choice. I should have definitely asked my doctor if that was okay, or my dermatologist, because as a result, when you go onto minoxidil and you come off of minoxidil, your hair loss doesn't necessarily, it doesn't get cured by taking minoxidil. Minoxidil is not a cure that I thought it was. Minoxidil is something that you start and you don't stop. So if you start on minoxidil, it then is required consistently in order to keep the hair loss at bay. So you can't stop and start, stop and start, which is what I kind of thought was okay. I thought that that was the way you did it. Obviously, after speaking to my dermatologist, talking through everything, it isn't. You have to unfortunately continue. It's a lifelong sort of thing. Now listen, that's where I think this becomes a little bit controversial. I personally will lose hair if I don't go on minoxidil. If I don't do something about my situation, if I don't do something about my journey, my hair loss journey, it's not as though it can go away and all of a sudden like I'll be cured. What I have is lifelong. I have androgenetic alopecia. I have been tested for it. I have been diagnosed, like it is a thing. It's not something I'm like making up. I have been diagnosed with it. So I unfortunately, it's either like my options are go into minoxidil or Rogaine and live with it and just kind of like implement it into my routine like I do anything else, like brushing my teeth, taking my vitamins, washing my hair, etc. Or I don't go into Rogaine and minoxidil and I lose all my hair. So either way, I don't really win. Both of those decisions obviously are hard decisions to make, and I decided to go with the decision of staying on minoxidil, which means I will be on it for the rest of my life. And that was the hardest part of my journey. It was kind of just like succumbing to that and just accepting the fact that that is just my journey and that is my life. And is it fun? No. Would I rather not have to deal with this? Absolutely. But that's just not the case for me. This is my reality, and I've definitely accepted it. I kind of like put minoxidil into my routine as though, as I said, like anything else. Brushing my teeth in the morning and the evening, brushing through my hair, having a shower. Minoxidil now just forms a part of my nighttime routine, and it is just that exactly. It's part of my routine. I don't really have to think about it that much anymore. So I've gotten a few messages, I guess, on YouTube that have been, or comments rather, on YouTube that haven't been that accepting of my decision, and I completely understand that. It's a tough decision to make because, as I said, once you start, you can't stop. If you stop, then that means your hair loss then will just continue like normal. Minoxidil is not a cure. It does not cure your hair loss. It is not something that you can take for a little bit of time and then see results and then stop. It is unfortunately something that you have to continue in order for the results to stay, which is obviously the hard part, because one day when I have kids, I'm gonna have to stop taking it and putting it on my hair because that it's like toxic. Obviously you don't want that to go towards your child or whatever. So, you know, once that kind of thing happens, I'm gonna have to just let go and see what happens with my hair and see, you know, what happens. I'm not going to be able to judge until I get into that position. So there's definitely things that are hard and that I haven't experienced yet, that I will still experience within this journey. But for my personal peace of mind, you could say, being on minoxidil is honestly just the better of two evils, because it lets me keep my hair and it prevents me from going bald. If I didn't go into minoxidil and I just kind of like let my hair do its thing, chances are I will slowly lose all my hair, and by the time I'm like 50 or 60, I probably will have a lot of baldness on my hair. Potentially will never get bald. My dermatologist did say it's not as though you're going to ever be bald, but you will see like a noticeable, you know, amount of hair missing from your head, and I don't want that for myself. That's something I'm just not comfortable with, and if I can prevent it, I'm going to. And I'm just going to hope and pray that I'm doing the right thing, and that I'm doing the right thing for myself. And I do understand that that's not the right thing for everyone, and that's kind of where you have to decide for yourself where, you know, your comfort lies and what kind of decision you're comfortable making. For a while I was like really reluctant to go back onto minoxidil, but my hair loss got so bad. Like a couple of months ago, if I had let it continue the way it was going, like we were going downhill pretty quickly, and it was honestly such a stress every day of my life. And right now it's not even on my head anymore. Like it's not even a worry. And I think that the peace of mind I've gotten from going on minoxidil and seeing it work and seeing the effects it's had is just so much greater than, you know, me suffering and worrying every day, seeing the amount of hair that is like falling out of my head. It was so unhealthy for me. My stress levels were always through the roof. My life was consumed by hair loss. Consumed. I couldn't shower, I couldn't brush my hair, I couldn't wash my hair, I couldn't put my hair in a pony without having these like debilitating feelings that I'm gonna go bald, I'm gonna go bald. And honestly wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, because it is something that you just physically cannot control as much as you hope you can. And then the stress that you're feeling because of the hair loss just adds to more hair loss, more feelings of sadness. Everything is just clouded by the hair loss, and I couldn't live like that anymore. And I knew if I go onto minoxidil and I deal with it, and I just, you know, kind of, as I said, like choose the lesser of two evils, which for me was going onto minoxidil, then my life would just become a lot calmer and a lot more peaceful, and it wouldn't revolve around my hair, which is where I'm at now. I have been on minoxidil since February, and we are currently heading towards the end of June, and I can safely say that my hair loss has completely subsided. It's almost non-existent. I obviously lose a couple hairs here and there, but nothing compared to what I was losing towards the beginning of the year and the end of last year. My hair loss has pretty much completely subsided, and I mean, I can only really put that to minoxidil, because I haven't necessarily changed anything else. Everything else remained the same. I'm still doing all my other little protocols that I've implemented into my life. They have stayed the same for the past year and a half. So I definitely know that none of those things necessarily helped my hair loss. I can say I do think they've helped my hair growth. So the thing with minoxidil is it's not really a growth thing, it's more a hair loss prevention. So it prevents more hair from falling out, and then aids in the assistance of that hair that was falling out. It kind of like stops it in its tracks and allows it to grow. Whereas the other things that I'm doing, like the vitamins I take and the hair products that I use, which I will do in a separate video entirely, otherwise this video will be very, very long. Those are the things that I am implementing in order to kind of keep my hair healthy and keep my hair growing. So those I have been doing, as I said, for a year and a half, so I don't feel like those were much, I don't think those contributed much to the fact that my hair now has stopped falling out. I can pretty much safely say that was because of the minoxidil. My hair is honestly kind of the healthiest it's been in months. I mean, I would say potentially ever. I hardly ever see hair really falling out when I brush it or straighten it, and I'm just like loving it. I just feel so much more confident and so much happier, knowing that I don't have to worry about hair loss, and I don't have to have that on my mind 24/7. And to me, that in itself is worth the risk I'm taking, I guess, being on something like minoxidil. And I have done a lot of research about it, because I didn't take it lightly. Like, I just didn't start and like hope for the best. I researched about it, and I made sure that I wasn't making a decision that I would one day regret. I mean, let's be honest, there are a lot of things in life that we do and take, and things that we, you know, are constantly surrounded by, that potentially will have really negative side effects on us in our older years. So unfortunately, that's just a part of life and a risk we all take, regardless of, unless you literally live in like a bubble. I mean, lighting a candle or having reed diffusers in your house, or your phone next to your bed whilst you sleep, like all of those things are dangerous for us. All of those things could potentially lead to something when we're older. You know, like vitamins you take, people that might be taking anxiety pills, mental health pills, like none of those things, like we can't say with 100% certainty that that's not going to affect us later in life. We can't say that. And so that's why I kind of feel like it's just another thing that we're like, okay, let's hope for the best kind of thing, which I know is probably quite naive, but that's the way I'm looking at it. Like, we all do things in life that we're not sure what the end result will be, so you kind of just have to hope and pray that it's going to be okay, like taking the COVID vaccine. You know what I'm trying to say? Because minoxidil, fun fact, I don't know if you, I'm sure if you are watching this video, you would know why minoxidil works, but years ago they used minoxidil for blood pressure medication. So people with high blood pressure were taking minoxidil in order to lower their blood pressure, and it actually ended up that the people that were taking the minoxidil started to see hair growth, and they started to see, like hair loss stop, hair growth happen in the older people that were taking it. And then they kind of started using minoxidil as a form to help with early onset or you know, later, I guess, onset androgenetic alopecia, which is what I have. So fun fact, that is why minoxidil has come too. It was actually initially a blood pressure medication, and that's why I'm not that concerned about it, because it's like, that's what it was helping. It was helping blood pressure, just like someone would take pills for high blood pressure or low blood pressure or cholesterol. You know, people take those without even thinking about it. Like, we don't even think about it and would take something like that if you were recommended to for your health. So, you know, why would it be detrimental or dangerous to take it for your hair? And for me, it just, like, I don't feel like it's that much of a risk. For me, it was worth the risk, because I kind of just, like, I made sense of all these things in my head. And again, could be naive, but this is the decision I've made, and this is the path that I've chosen to take, and I'm really grateful I've taken it. I'm really grateful I've made peace with it, because I feel so much better knowing my hair loss has stopped. There is something you can do, and I'm doing it, and for me, that's worth it. That in itself, knowing that my hair is not going to fall out, is worth it, because as I said earlier, whether I take minoxidil or I don't take minoxidil, my hair will fall out. So if I stop minoxidil tomorrow, yes, the likelihood is my hair loss will start up again. But either way, if I didn't take minoxidil, I would still have hair loss. So I can't beat it. You know, those are my options. And minoxidil helps me keep my hair, and that's pretty big. That is what I want. So that's the path I've decided to take. So yeah, that is kind of my experience, my journey, you could say, with taking minoxidil. This is not to convince you. You guys need to make your informed decision, speak to your doctors, do your research, do what you're comfortable with, make sure you are feeling like at the end of the day you're doing what's best for you. That's what I've done for myself. And I can still read comments being like, oh, don't do this, like, don't take minoxidil, it's toxic. And obviously in your head you're like, shit, have I done the right thing? But this is the decision I've made, and I am at peace with it. And I guess this is where I am. One day it might change. I might be like, I don't care, I don't want to put anything toxic into my body, and I'm just gonna see what happens. But for now, that's not where I am. I want to get married with nice photos. I want to have hair on my wedding day. I want to just, like, have hair, like, that's what I want. So this is the decision I've made. So yeah, I hope this has helped you guys in any way. If you feel like you've just gotten comfort from knowing my story, or if you feel like this is a good, you know, you use this as your reason not to go on minoxidil, that's fine too. If you feel like that's the way this has gone, just to let you guys know, I'm here, and if you need to reach out, you can DM me on Instagram, you can leave a comment here. It's not an easy journey, and it's not a linear journey, so there will be ups, there will be downs. That is just hair loss, or at least chronic hair loss, because that's what I have. And yeah, I'm just sending you so much love, and definitely be on the lookout for a video that will come out in the next week or two that will speak about the things that I'm continuing to do for the health of my hair, because I do want to make sure you guys know minoxidil does not mean healthy hair. It just means to stop the hair loss and promote hair growth, but it doesn't mean creating a healthy head of hair. That kind of comes from the other things that I've been doing, and that's why my hair is looking glossy and healthy. It's because I've been doing a whole bunch of other things, which I will be putting into my next hair loss journey video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Sending you all so much love, and we'll see you soon. Bye.